Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 4 of chapter 5. We are studying public finance and we're focusing on positive externalities. In this part, we will study consumption externalities and also production externalities. I'm going to work on one of them and then I'm going to assign one of them as a homework for you to complete. Okay, so here's a quick roadmap on what we have been doing, what we're doing. We covered all these parts. Now we are on the positive externalities. We're going to focus on production externalities first. Positive externalities can occur in production or consumption. Positive production externality basically arises when a firm's production increases the well-being of others, but the firm is not compensated by others. Okay, examples: research and development. Another example could be, for instance, a bee honey producer with lots of beehives. I said bee and then I stopped. Okay, so let's say I'm a honey producer in Texas and I got lots of bees, lots of beehives on my land. And those bees go out and they actually pollinate the fruits and vegetables, especially the next door apple orchard, right? So as a result, apple orchard owner is producing much more higher level of output. That's a positive production externality. Research and development also has the same impact. Okay, positive consumption externality, on the other hand, arises from consuming something. It arises when an individual's consumption increases the well-being of others, but the individual who is consuming is not compensated for by others. Okay, so an example of positive consumption externality, for instance, in the spring, some of my neighbors start taking care of their yards extremely well. It's extremely manicured grass and flowers. I get really happy looking at their yard. So that's a positive consumption externality. That's a nice landscaping. So let's talk about positive production externalities, and let's start with another example, right? Research and development, yes, but another example could be a policeman buys donuts near your home. Okay, so this policeman consuming donuts in presence reduces the crime around your house. So neighbors are safer because of the policeman's continued presence, and the production of donuts, right? That's the production of donuts attracting the policeman, increases the well-being of the neighbors. So another example could be, right? Let's say you have a very nice doggy park. Okay, so doggy park, but it's a membership type of doggy park that you have started. And for instance, when neighbors pass walking, they see these dogs and they really enjoy looking at them. Little puppies running. That's another example of positive production externalities. Okay, so this is the price of donuts. This is the quantity of donuts, price of donuts on the y-axis, quantity of donuts on the x-axis. We're studying positive production externalities. So demand curve is downward sloping. Demand curve for donuts is going to be equal to private marginal benefit and also social marginal benefit because there's no consumption externalities here. Supply of donuts are done by the store owner, donut shop owner. Supply is going to be equal to private marginal cost, the cost of producing donuts, but this will not be equal to social marginal cost. Reason being, there's positive production externality. So supply private marginal cost will not be equal to social marginal cost. So the donut shop says private marginal benefit, downward sloping demand curve, and private marginal cost to find its privately optimal level of donuts, Q1, and charges a price of P1, let's say $2 per donut. They're really nice donuts. Okay, so this yellow triangle is the consumer and producer surplus at the private optimal level for donuts. Okay, So this framework does not capture the benefit to the neighborhood safety, however, okay? So this is the marginal benefit. So actually the supply curve will be altered by the marginal benefit provided to the society. It's not damage anymore because it's a positive externality. So this cost, private marginal cost, will be reduced by this marginal benefit cost to the neighbors. So social marginal cost will be private marginal cost minus marginal benefit. So social marginal cost subtracts marginal benefit to all the neighbors from private marginal cost. The socially optimal level of donuts will be the intersection of social marginal cost and social marginal benefit. So this green curve and the red curve, okay? So socially optimal level of donuts is much higher, Q2. The intersection of social marginal and social marginal benefit curves, okay? So the donut shop underproduces from society's point of view, okay? What does that mean? This donut shop will produce only Q1. However, from societal point of view, this should be the quantity of donuts to be produced, and donuts should be even cheaper, socially optimal level, okay? So the donut shop underproduces from societal point of view, and this is the deadweight loss from producing only Q1. How did we find it? Same thing, folks. Social marginal benefit, area between social marginal benefit, social marginal cost, and limited by the optimal quantity from the private point of view and socially optimal level of output. So this is exactly what we did before, verbally explaining what we did. The donut shop privately produces optimal level of output Q1 at P1, higher price level, lower quantity of donuts. By solving private marginal benefit equals private marginal cost, shop creates positive externalities to the neighbors through the presence of police. This is represented by the marginal benefit. So ideally, the neighbors prefer marginal benefit to be positive, right? This would yield much more donut production, which is obviously not in shop's best interest. The social marginal cost accounts for both direct cost, private marginal cost, minus the marginal benefit to the neighbors. So social marginal cost is private marginal cost minus marginal benefit. It's going to be a lower curve, lower than the supply curve. So socially optimal number of donuts will be Q2, much higher than Q1, and prices will be lower than P1, which is P2. We find this by equalizing social marginal cost to social marginal benefit. So the more production of donuts is the socially optimal output. Donut shop is going to be worse off because you're producing more, selling them at a lower price per donut, but neighbors are better off, okay? Consumer surplus, producer surplus will fall. We actually talked about the deadweight loss. Total social surplus triangle, we talked about this. Private marginal cost, private marginal benefit from Q1 to Q2. Deadweight loss will be social marginal cost, social marginal benefit in areas between Q1 to Q2. The benefit to the neighbors is increased as well. The area under marginal benefit curve from Q1 to Q2. I'm going to show this real quickly. So this is your privately optimal. Socially optimal, let's say, was here, Q2. So we're looking at marginal benefit and the area between that curve from Q1 to Q2. This is the increased marginal benefit to society if you produce socially optimal level. And deadweight loss from the original donut production Q1 is a triangle between social marginal benefit, social marginal cost curves from Q1 to Q2. So note that we have social marginal benefit equal to private marginal benefit. This is the consumer side. Why? Because there's no consumption externality. Okay, so this is the exact graph from your book, and go ahead and check this figure from your book. We studied this in my much more interactive graph. Let's talk about positive consumption externalities. So this is a neighbor's improved landscape. So neighbor goes to Lowe's or Home Depot and buys stuff, consumes stuff, and it's a beautiful landscape. You do the graphical analysis just like I showed, all right? This is your job. So make sure to check your answers. Feel free to send it to me if you want me to check it. To sum up, the theory says that when there's negative externalities produced, the market will overproduce too much of the good, creating dead weight loss. When there's positive externality present, the private market produces too little, underproduces the good, again creative dead weight loss. In the next part, we're going to start learning about solutions to externalities, and we're going to start with private sector solution number 1. In part 6, we're going to talk about government intervention. I'll see you there. Bye.